Tiribosa for Labour Party. And then bring the men, we go solve problem for we state, we go make us happy. Tiribosa for Labour Party. Better things go flow from post to post as it's supposed to be normally.
Edo people want to matter. He said, Edo people we for politics. He said, Edo people want to scatter. He said, so Edo people may we gather and vote for
Olumide for Saibovo, Akpata for governor, Alhaji Yusuf Asama, Kadiri for deputy. Olumide for Saibovo, Akpata for governor, Alhaji Yusuf Asama, Kadiri for deputy.
There's also a lot of activities politically in Edo State at large, and that's in the build-up to the coming governorship election in the state. There's been lots of activities, not just from INEC, which we looked at yesterday, but within the political parties, the ones vying to take the #1 spot in the state. And this morning, we turn our attention to the Labour Party and find out what exactly is going on within the party amidst what some have called a war of attrition right there in the Labour Party. We have joining us for that conversation Prince Egbe Omorodion, who was a governorship aspirant within the Labour Party, and he's Labour Party's chair for the United Kingdom, joins us virtually on the program. Welcome to Lunchtime Politics, Prince Omorodion.
Good afternoon. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, great. Let's begin with the situation generally in Edo State, and we'll tie this to the forthcoming elections, particularly because there are lots of expectations from the electorate, the people, infrastructure, power, agriculture, the economy at large, even security as well. So there's really a lot at stake for the people of Edo. Now let's come to your party, the Labour Party, which says, well, we're capable to take power from the PDP, at least judging by our candidate. But when you look inwards within your party, there's still a battle within your party, the Labour Party. There's still factions within the party. So speak to us today. Have the issues been resolved before we now go deeper?
Okay. It would be abnormal for any political party not to have any internal issues. So if I say they are resolved completely, then I will be dishonest. And integrity is one of the things we pride ourselves with. We've got issues like every other political parties, and we are resolving them amicably. And the good news is that the worst of these issues is behind us. We are moving on strategically. We are taking our force and campaign strength into the Edo populace. We are telling them what we can do. We are basing it on issues. In terms of, at national level, we have issues, but we are resolving them. We are sitting at the table, getting things straightened out. Like in every other political party, we are aware of PDP, where the former deputy governor is now calling the governor and the government a liar because they're still trying to retrieve some of the state properties that are in his possession. So we don't want to go into that. We want to be able to tell Edo people what is really going on and why they should choose Labour Party.
So speak to us, because the Labour Party has its heart, in some sense, in Edo State. The chairman of the Labour Party, yes, there's been contention about that position, but Mr. Julius Abure is from Edo State. So the stakes are really high when it comes to this one. So let's start from the specifics. Are they on talking terms now? I'm talking about the governorship candidate of your party, Mr. Olumide Akpata, and Mr. Julius Abure. Are they on talking terms?
Mr. Julius Abure and Barrister Olumide Akpata are in talking terms. There are still a couple of important issues that we are trying to resolve and completely strengthen out the relationship. But right now, the relationship, I will say, is cordial, and we're still working on it to make it excellent.
So you're saying that Mr. Julius Abure is given Mr. Olumide Akpata so far his full support, his full backing? I
will not say what we have seen is full backing, but in actual fact, Julius Abure is fully backing the Edo State candidate, Barrister Olumide Akpata. Julius Abure will be coming out very soon to make an honorable statement. Julius Abure is a man of, reasonable integrity. We believe in him, and we know that very soon he will be down with us on campaign stream. We've still got July, August before the election, so we've still got time to strengthen things out completely.
I'm asking this because what people will say is, well, show me what you have right now, and that's what I'll use to judge what you can do, or at least what you have done so far is what I'll use to judge what you can do. So there are questions as to how well Labour Party can handle the affairs of a much bigger entity like Edo State, when it's still finding it difficult to sort out in-house issues. And I'm talking from the national even to the state level. Some months ago, we saw some of the members of the party, one faction, going against another, and even ended brutal. We saw Mr. Abure being arrested. We've seen the Apapa versus Abure. Now it looks like they're back together, and it's against the NLC now. So it looks really messy. So speak to the average Edo citizen, the average electorate, who's looking at Labour Party and is saying, can we really trust you with the mantle of leadership?
Good question. Now, the average Edo person, you should be able to trust Barrister Olumide Akpata, and I will tell you why. First and foremost, Barrister Olumide Akpata intended initially to come out as an independent candidate. But unfortunately, the Constitution of Nigeria does not allow independent candidates. Why am I bringing out this fact? It's because I want you to see that Barrister Olumide Akpata is almost a separate entity. His personality, character, ability, and competence cannot be fused into the dilemma or whatever confusion there is within the ranks of the leadership of the political party. However, because of these constitutional constraints, Barrister Olumide Akpata had to make a choice, and he chose the Labour Party. The reason he chose the Labour Party is based on his ideology of social democracy, which puts the people back in the picture, in the center of politics. And that is why he's there. So these confusions may be there. We are aware that most of these leaders in Labour Party existed even before His Excellency Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, joined the party. So we have existed. The only issues we are having now is how to move from the old guard within the party in terms of leadership to the new guard. And it's not easy for some people to accept change. It's not easy for some people to accept to lose what they find as lucrative. Therefore, these challenges are natural. However, like I said previously, we are working our way through them. The Nigeria Labour Congress and all other stakeholders of the party have met. We have resolved, and a national transition committee have been set up. And we are working very, very assiduously. And Peter Obi came out only recently with the chairman of the transition committee, the national chairman, Abdul Wahid Umar. And, we are talking to people, we are holding serious meetings, and that is being resolved. That should have nothing to do with the capacity of Barrister Olumide Akpata. Barrister Olumide Akpata is an ideology in himself. He's a man who has proved himself at national level whilst he was the president of the Nigerian Bar Association. And he has come to Edo State to deliver. If you look at what is happening in Edo State, we have been so disappointed. No one has enjoyed the kind of support that the current government enjoyed, especially when there was a duel between Obaseki and, ex-governor Oshomole. The whole people of Edo State, both at home and in the diaspora, we came forcefully behind him. Today, some of us are trying to assuage our conscience. We had free education, free notebooks, free pencils, free textbooks to go to school. Many of us left the country, to look for greener pastures. Right. That created a brain drain after we've been, spoon-fed free education, free health for years. And then we came to a different country and we are using our skills to promote these countries. When we can come back, it's time for brain gain. And we need to bring our people back. And Olumide Akpata is the one that's going to do that. This current government has had 8 years, 4 years under APC, 4 years under PDP. Therefore, the people of Edo State, the ordinary person in Edo State knows, if you are better off, I will say continue to vote for them. I don't think there is anyone in Edo State that is better off. It's time for real change, and that real change is represented today by Barrister Olumide Akpata. Thank you.
And there's still the, or will I say the ethnic colorations of sorts, sub-ethnicities, and that is coming up to play. And I know that debate is out there, but I'm going to leave that for the political debaters to get into. But I want you to speak to this. So over time, we've seen some members of the Obedient movement supporting the PDP candidate, Asue Godalu. Now, of late, we've seen some of them, a number of them, sizable, supporting the APC candidate now. So the question is, who's behind Mr. Akpata at this point? If a lot of the Obedient movement people are saying, well, we're choosing to support either the PDP candidate or even the APC candidate.
Okay, now there's a lot of confusion. Personally, I am Prince Dr. Egbe Omorodion. I am first and foremost an obedient. I am one of those that were inspired by His Excellency Peter Obi in politics. And it was my role as the founder and convener of Diaspora for Obi and Dati that brought me out into the political limelight. And, I ended up becoming the chairman of Labour Party in the United Kingdom. So I'm an obedient. I was also the chairman of the coalition in the United Kingdom of support groups. And I still remain in that position, joint position. Now, I know all the support groups. I know all the conveners. I know all the obedience. I have played a great role both at national, state, and local level within the obedient realm. And therefore, I can tell you that the obedient are looking for people who will bring good governance to Nigeria. We are not necessarily affiliated to any political party, which means as time goes on, as Olumide Akpata continue to deliver his manifesto, continue to express himself, and the people will continue to tell them the truth about this government that is still at Osadebe Avenue, the people will begin to realize the need. Now, in terms of the obedient movement, we have still millions of obedients out here who are supporting Barrister Olumide Akpata. Of course, there is hunger in the land. There are many people who are easily influenced, by, I don't want to make it sound negative. For one reason or the other, who are happy to move, but there are still many of us, majority of us, over 75% of the obedient who are well behind the candidacy of Barrister Olumide Akpata. For example, I'll use myself. I have been influenced. I have been offered so many things, some in writing, to move. No, those of us who have integrity know where we stand. We know where we belong. And I can assure you that majority of the obedient who are honest, because all we are hungry for is a new Nigeria. And in this situation, particularly a new Edo State, that is what we're asking for. I'm from Edo. I'm a Bini man, and I'm proud of that. You did mention some ethnic coloration. Probably you're referring to things like the Esan agenda, the Bini agenda. We do not have any other agenda except the Edo agenda. And as far as I'm concerned, I remember on the 22nd of January this year, you actually interviewed me with regards to the 30 million naira that Labour Party was imposing on the aspirants, which, I was completely against at that time. I remember you asked a very important question that, was it fair for a Benin man to be living Osadebe Avenue and another Benin man coming in? And I remember exactly the answer I gave to you on that occasion. That what was fair was that the most competent amongst us, should lead. I believe in meritocracy. Meritocracy does not only depend on competence. It depends on so many of other factors. Barrister Olumide Akpata is a progressive. Whilst, for example, the PDP candidate is a conservative. It's time to move. The conservatives don't like huge changes.
Well, Prince Omorodion, as we wind down now quickly, just in less than 30 seconds, so are you saying that the people that have declared support for either, I'm talking about the obedience, who have declared support for either the PDP or APC candidate. Are you saying they were induced and they accepted the inducement?
Some of them have. I can't speak for everybody. Some of them have. I have been induced, but I haven't moved. So I can speak for myself.
How are we sure you weren't induced to support Mr. Akpata then?
No, I can't be induced to support Mr. Akpata because I personally, I am comfortable enough not to be influenced by any inducement. Okay.
All right.
So because of that, however, we live in a society in Nigeria where many people are not in my position.
All right.
Okay. I'm talking economically. Therefore, it becomes difficult sometimes when offered certain things to refuse. Yes.
Well, we have to anchor at this point. Looks like the coming days will be quite interesting. 79 days to go. I'm sure you're counting. So we'll definitely be touching base from time to time and watching how this plays out. And we hope for peace in the land. Thank you so much, Ruben.
We'll be okay. Edo, we'll be alright.
Bossa for Labour Party. And then bring the men, we go solve problem for we state, we go make us happy. Bossa for Labour Party. Better things go flow from post to post as it's supposed to be normally.
Edo people must go matter.